It's just before 10 p.m. and I've received a call to come and see one of nature's greatest transformations that's happening right now. It's late May, and this is the time of year when one of our most majestic insects enters the final stage of its life, transforming from an underwater larvae to the glorious emperor dragonfly. Initially, they start life hatching from eggs underwater to become what's known as a nymph. And after either 1 or 2 years, when the weather is right, they'll start to make their way to the surface to begin the transformation into a dragonfly. This could happen at almost any time, but with luck, we're going to capture this final stage in all its glory. Steve White is passionate about dragonflies and has been monitoring and filming them here at the National Trust Tintersfield Estate in North Somerset for the last 5 years. And he's convinced that conditions are perfect tonight for this mini wildlife spectacle. Steve, they're emerging all over the place.
Yeah, it's very temperature dependent. I think once it gets warm enough, once darkness falls, then they'll start to emerge and they'll get it over with as quickly as possible. I think really they'll be probably out and ready by midnight, then maybe an hour drying the wings off and then waiting for first light to fly.
Although they can emerge at any time, they prefer to come out under the cover of darkness, as they are vulnerable during this transition to being preyed upon. So far, we've spotted 9 coming to the surface already. And to capture this metamorphosis, Steve has rigged the pond with a number of cameras, covering this spectacle from all angles. Where's this one going to settle? It's just wandering around, looking for the perfect spot, I presume.
Quite a long way. He's come all the way up the wall over the top.
Once they find a spot, they'll start to swing their abdomens around to make sure they have enough room to hatch out.
They need to make sure they've got space for those wings to expand and not get damaged, because if their wings get damaged in that part of the emergence, then that's it. They're in trouble, and they won't be able to fly.
And once happy and secure, the dragonfly starts to break free. It bursts out with its thorax, where the flight muscles are first, and then kind of pulls its head out. Why the backflip?
Because the flight muscles are the strongest part. Their flight muscles break through, crack the shell, and then the shoulders come through, the head peels backwards, and then the whole body comes out backwards. And then they hang there until their legs are hard enough, and then they swing back up, hang on to the shell they've come out of, and peel the end of the abdomen through.
As their forewings are just like delicate tissue at this stage, they start pumping body fluids into them, which will then harden in preparation for flight. And with the morning breaking, there are signs some are ready to take off. Well, dawn is just around the corner. I can hear the first robins singing, and suddenly a few of the dragonflies have popped their wings out and they're vibrating them to warm up those wings. Oh, there it goes. The first one's just flown right in front of me. Wow, it's maiden flight. Absolutely brilliant. And that's a good job, because the birds will be looking for food right about now. And as the sun continues to rise, more and more take to the air. Well, Steve, 4:30 and most of them have gone, but what a privilege to see the whole process through the night.
Yeah, a spectacular night of dragonfly action. Really happy to have seen it.
The adult stage is the shortest part of its life cycle, as the emperor dragonfly will now live for just a couple of weeks. Well, after 2 years of hard effort, this is the only evidence of the night's activity, the shed skin or exuvia. The adult has now flown off, and it will come back here in a few days' time to either mate or lay its own eggs and start that cycle all over again.